How are you? I have this question for you today. How are you? This is the most simple question and the most underrated question I think that exists out there. Think about it. How many times have you asked people, how are you? How many times have you been asked the same question, how are you? And how many times have you honestly answered that? Mostly when we meet people, it has just become small talk, it has just become a routine. Hi, how are you doing? Hi, how are you? And I doubt, I think 99.9% of the time, I doubt anyone wants to know the true answer to that question. And it applies to all of us as well. If I ask somebody, how are you? Am I honestly wanting to know how this person is doing? How are you? No, I'm not fine. Am I really willing to know the truth? And so, in this exchange, in this expectation, this question has lost its value. But today I want to talk about it, not in the sense to revolutionize it. It need not go through a revolution to be acknowledged once again. How are you? We will still continue to go on in life asking, how are you? Not wanting to know the truth, or being asked, how are you? And not wanting to give the truth either. But this message I am talking about, how are you, is for yourself, is for myself. If you truly ask yourself, let's say you've had a difficult moment. Maybe it's not a difficult moment in a day. It's not a moment that comes and it goes. This how are you has culminated over a period of time. It could be months, it could be years. There, I'm talking about answering this how are you from that perspective. Assume, let's, for example, you have gone through a, a phase of trial. You know, when people say that, yes, I had a very bad phase in my life, but I came out of it. And we think, yes, okay, just because we've come out of it, life goes on. But truly, how often do you think about that phase and ask yourself, how are you? If you have gone, if you have gone through that phase, let's say it's gone for years. Everybody goes through bad phases, and sometimes these phases go on for years, sometimes even decades. We come out of it, you come out of it, but you never really answer the question after it, how are you? So, this is what it is. You have to sit down at the end of it and ask yourself, how are you at the end of that phase, or end of that time, or even if you're going through that. If you are going through that even at this moment, take this luxury. It's a luxury for yourself. Treat yourself to this luxury. Sit down, ask yourself, how are you? If your answer is, I am fine, then you have to ask and analyze, is that the truth? And if your answer is, no, I am not fine, then you have to figure it out. How are you? No, I'm not fine. Why? What's going on? I am not happy. Why are you not happy? Because of this. What about this phase and this has taken away your happiness from you? It's because I sacrificed so much. If you have sacrificed so much and it has given you unhappiness, why did you sacrifice so much? Because I had to. What was compelling you? What is within you that is forcing you to say that you had to? There are always choices. The truth is, I chose. I made the choice to not choose myself, to choose the situation, to choose to sacrifice. And by doing so, I abandoned myself. Is that at the core of your misery? Is that the core of your dissatisfaction? Is that the core that is telling you you are not happy? So you have to, one question will lead to the other, to the other, to the other. You have to get to the core of it. In this entire phase of trials and tribulations that you went through, of hardships, dark nights of the soul, in this entire phase of misery, what was at the core? What part of this entire phase was at the core that made you hold on? That made you hold on to a part of yourself that got you through this phase. You have to get to that point. You have to get to that core. You have to get to that part of yourself which is at the core, that was so strong and resilient, that held on to you. You did not hold on to that core. That core held on to you like this, tight, gripped you, and got you out of that phase. And somewhere you forgot about that core. Maybe you didn't even realize you have that at your core. But it's there, it exists. It existed at that time. In your best times that are to come right now, it will be there. How do you get to that core? By asking yourself, how are you? No, I'm not fine. And that is the luxurious moment. That is that is a part of self-love, self reflection, self analysis, self, everything to do with the self, but in a positive way, not in a selfish way that, okay, you focus on all of these things for yourself, for your betterment. That does not mean you're abandoning anyone and everyone and situations, and by being, by putting yourself on, by putting yourself on a, I wouldn't say on a pedestal, by putting yourself right in front of yourself, in the sense you're looking at yourself in a mirror and truly seeing through your eyes at the core into your soul. And your soul is always trying to speak to you, always trying to do what is best for you. Most of the times we don't listen. It's difficult and it's normal. You can't be in a state of enlightenment. That's a luxury for, that's a luxury for some special people, I suppose. I don't know. But you cannot be in that state all the time to feel, wow, everything is good. No, I am this, I will handle it, I will be this, because I am in touch with my inner self. It's not realistic. We are not touch with our inner selves 24/7. Neither am I, neither are you. Those who are, I envy all of them. And maybe if they can enlighten the rest of us, really, that's what we need. But to get to that core, which already exists within your soul, you have to go through this exercise for yourself. Don't bother trying to put it out there. How are you? And just because you heard this message, you know, you don't want to know exactly what's happening with the other person unless you're a therapist. That's a special, that's a special platform, I suppose. But when you ask somebody, do it. Life goes on. You ask someone as a routine, hi, how are you? How are you doing? And the answer will be, yeah, I'm good. Well, no, I had a tough time. This happened. And then you sympathize, empathize a little bit. Oh, this. Don't worry, it'll get through. Don't worry, it's not that bad. It's going to be okay. That routine will go on, and it should go on, because that's just how this wheel goes on about this question. It's the most simple question, and it's the most underrated question. But the depth of this question, honestly, is for yourself. The luxury of this question and the answer to this question is for yourself. When you ask yourself, how are you? Especially if you are going through the worst time, a difficult time, a hard time, momentary, temporary, for a long time, years, decades, months, I don't know. You need to figure it out. But you have to get into the practice of asking yourself and answering yourself truthfully. How are you? I'm doing okay, but I had this moment, and then it shook me. It shook the ground beneath my feet. What about that shook your ground beneath your feet? What was that moment about? And you have this conversation and this dialogue with yourself, sacred personal dialogue, however you want to look at it. It will it will connect you to a part of you that really wants to connect with you, is what I'm trying to say. So give yourself that luxury, give yourself this gift, be selfish in this, don't compromise on this. How are you? And see how things work out for you. I wanted to share that. It was a question I was thinking about, not in a very um, not in a very superficial way, but I was actually thinking about this question, how are you, and how important it is. And I wanted to share that today. So I hope somebody out there asks themselves, how are you? I am asking you, how are you? You need not answer me. It's it's a very personal question, but genuinely I am asking you, how are you? Please answer it for yourself. That's it. And nobody needs to know the answer to that question. It's a question answer session between you and yourself and whoever is out there. That's very sacred. So no, you need not answer me, but answer for yourself, how are you? And stay joyful, stay blessed. Let's see what I come up with next.